so great for us because we're like, wow, these girls are like just as good as us, if not better, and we have to compete at the highest level and play these 3 games, or at that, it was a round robin, so we played the 4. But still, that just reminds me of how competitive I was and my teammates were at that age, which also I think helped me get to the next level. And being that competitive at the club level, I mean, has only helped me, continue to grow in my competitive spirit and level that I'm playing at right now.
The national championship was really, really special. I think that was like the biggest thing I had really won, and that's kind of for youth soccer growing up, that was kind of the ultimate prize. And I think we were always super ambitious in achieving that and to have that happen. And I think what's so special about youth soccer is that it's really your family. The girls that you grow up with become like your sisters, and you do everything, and there's just like such a strong camaraderie there. So to play with a team that you've played for a while with, and with these girls, it's a very special feeling to win something like that.
Those were really great moments because at such a young age, I feel like I was competing for something and really working hard to, perform for my team. And it was no longer just about, whatever the result is the result. I mean, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. But that was probably the moments that I was like, whoa, we got to win. We got a state championship on our hands that we could actually bring home. And I think those are really cool moments because, you remember a lot of the times that you win. You try to remember the losses as well because you do learn from them. But at the same time, you want to remember the wins that you have. So state championships were definitely a really important part of my memory.
Our state cup was fun. My team was very competitive. I mean, we had a lot of competition as well, but I can't remember how many we won. Maybe 9, I think, is what we counted with our team, which made it so much fun. That was always like the big goal at the end is win state cup, go to regionals, and go to nationals. And we always fell short going to nationals, which still hurts today to even talk about. But I had so much fun in those tournaments, and my team made it even 10 times better to be a part of.
I get to play now in front of huge crowds and with all this spotlight and attention, and I don't think I'll ever have that feeling that I did going through my U14 national championship. I remember winning state cup. I can tell you how I scored, what the score was. I remember going to Hawaii. That was our regionals, Region 4, and I remember that national championship. And I think that it stays with me so much because it was about camaraderie. It was about growing and learning who you were and making these lifelong bonds.
My name is Tony McManus. We are the 01 Lady Lobos Rush out of Memphis, Tennessee. We were here in the finals last year. Unfortunately, did not finish it out, but that gave us a little bit of motivation going into this year.
It's been crazy, and it's just been really hard because everybody here is so good, and everybody is good because they win their state cup, and so there are other ways to get in, and so it's been really difficult. But we pushed through it, and we were able to come out on top.
For us, it's a little difficult because we work with a lot of underprivileged kids, kids that can't afford to really play at big clubs. So we're very small. We haven't been around very long. We put in a lot of work with the kids. We pick them up. We've been working with these guys, just try to give them a future, something to look forward to, get them out the streets, put them in a place where they can come and just have fun, meet other kids, and train hard, and just give them a goal, whether it's college or to the next level. So we've been very successful at doing that at this level. So it's been a great process.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, this was the highlight of my soccer career, to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period. That's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire
Welcome to Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex here in Overland Park, Kansas, site of the 2019 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Good morning, everyone. I'm Todd Panula, and I'm here to bring you this morning's exciting 13 and under boys group action between FC Dallas and Rebels SC. FC Dallas from Frisco, Texas, headed up by Jay Dune. Rebels SC from San Diego, California, coached by Hector Aguilar. We wish you a very good morning out in California. Just about 5 a.m. out there, so drink some coffee, get ready for this matchup. Let's get your starting lineups for you. We'll start with FC Dallas. Out in the field, it's going to be Sebastian Sestok, joined by Aiden Bestel. Also, Ashton Medina, Marco Guzman, Rigoberto Carrillo, Carson Palasok, Gabrielle Sasso, Mariano Carmona, Brian Avila, Caleb Centeno, and in goal it's going to be Fabian Enriquez. Rebels SC, their starting lineup will be Gail Juarez, as well as Francisco Diaz, joined by Joel Rodriguez and Dan Lucia. Also, Yale Martinez, Christopher Porter, Leonardo Loya, Daniel Blanco, Adrian Martinez, and in goal, it's Marco Gonzalez. The officials set their watches. Is the sun coming right into your living rooms this morning? The dew fresh on the field. It's going to create a little bit of slick conditions out there. But these teams are underway. Final day of group play. Both of these teams coming in, playing for pride. Both come in winless yet, so they're trying to get their first points out of this tournament and at least be able to go home feeling a little bit better about how they played within this national tournament. It's a learning experience, something that they can carry forward into future years. It's going to be a little bit disappointing overall that they won't be able to play in the knockout stage, but ultimately it's a pretty good experience for all of these kids involved. Quickly back in for Rebels SC as they are clad in the dark blue with white numbers, countered by the white kits with blue trunks for FC Dallas. Quickly into the box, a good opportunity here in the early going. Player down, penalty. Gonzalez with his hands outstretched, wondering what he was supposed to do in that instance. But ultimately, once the player went down, the referee was given a decision, and he made it pretty early on. So an opportunity for FC Dallas to strike first from the penalty spot. Referee sets the keeper. Gets ready to blow the whistle. Kick up, kick taken, kick good. 1-0. Goal for Caleb Centeno, his fourth. Overall, going back to regionals. One of the leading scorers for FC Dallas in the regional tournament. He comes up with the opening score here this morning. So the goal comes in the 3rd minute after an early penalty kick. And that's going to put Rebels SC behind it in the early going. Both teams trying to gain some early possession. Slid up the near wing. Diaz calling for it, able to spin away from one defender. Gets past two and a third. More help coming in from the left. Slides it towards the end line. Close to keeping it in. Good job by Hernandez to chase that one down. But ultimately, it just had a bit too much pace on it. Over here to the near wing, Sasso. Given away just outside the 18. Licia sends it across. He was looking for Porter. Couldn't quite connect. The water flying off the ball every time it's kicked with any kind of pace. Back for Blanco. Back through the center of the pitch, intercepted. FC Dallas going the other way. Centeno sends it over here to the right. A little too much on it. Back the other way for Diaz. Sends it up top, trying to connect with Juarez. Put into touch. Last off of Palasok. Wouldn't quite settle down there for Diaz. Trying to pick it up. Both teams get a little careless here in the early going. Trying the back heels. Isn't quite on yet. Enriquez. Blasts one up here towards the near sideline. Slowed up by Guzman. Centeno. Ran into a defender. Martinez. Diaz. Back across midfield. Juarez. Martinez. Looking for space on the right. Licia. Trying to reset it up. Loya. Back from the center back spot. Ends up going all the way back. Gonzalez. Up to the midfield circle. Juarez in retreat. Near sideline, Hernandez. Heavy touch, gives it away. Guzman. He went to ground. Calls for a foul. Nothing going on. That one goes into touch here on the near sideline. Rebels SC down by a goal, looking for an answer here in the early stages. Good speed from Licia. He's taken on all comers, pushes out to the right a little bit, gets a little bit of a nudge, sends it on. Porter spins away from pressure. Flag goes up, was over the end line. And the position of the ball would lend it towards being offside. Did seem like it was too far in play to be out of bounds, but a little bit difficult to tell with the sun kind of gleaming off the field right now. foul in the midfield. Free kick to FC Dallas. Up through the middle, Centeno had it knocked away. Now a long opportunity, ends up comfortably wide as we approach 9 minutes played. Guzman intercepted it, tried to chest it down, came off a little hot. Too tall, though, for Diaz, and it'll roll into touch here along the near sideline. Coach Doon feeling like he's got Rebels SC on their heels. Wants his team to push the pace a little bit. But the team from San Diego looking to answer, coming through the middle. Stepped into. Nicely played up the sideline, but again, with the field as slick as it is, any kind of pace put on the ball makes it difficult to catch up to if the run isn't perfect. Medina, Guzman, Medina again. Pressure coming in from behind as it's pilfered by Diaz. Taken back by Guzman as they trade possession back and forth. Guzman rolls the sole of his foot over the ball a couple times along the touchline and ends up winning the throw. As I mentioned, both teams coming in winless, and neither one had actually scored a goal yet in this national finals. So the 1-0 score for FC Dallas was their first goal. As I mentioned, it's been somewhat of a disappointing tournament for both of these teams so far, as they came in regional champions. FC Dallas won the Southern region, beating Breakers FC 2-1. Not quite a month ago.
Good? The tripod just fell off the front.
Carmona slips, allows Rebels SC to go the other way. Martinez had it come hotly off of his foot, but Porter was there. Fans and parents over on the far sideline helping out, giving instructions. Diaz walks that tightrope along the sideline, finds some space, goes back through the middle. Juarez on through to Martinez. He lays it back. Blanco thought about blasting it up the field, realized nobody was moving, and then Lycia is fouled. Rebels SC setting up the free kick, putting it towards the penalty spot, headed away initially, brought down by Lycia, who earned that free kick. Sent out, at least for the moment, stepping up is Juarez. And then a shot through the box. That was actually Loya putting it in with the left foot, but was always curling away from target. 13 minutes played here out of a 35-minute first half. Comes into the box. There's a player there, looked like Lycia, but grabbing it off the top of the head was Enriquez. Strong punt, put it over the midfield stripe. Slipping, trying to bring that one down was Sestoki. Neatly won as Diaz stuck in the back heel. Then the pass to the midfield was intercepted. Juarez's pass wasn't quite there. Loyo switches to point of attack, looking for a little bit of space out on the far side. Porter is calling for it back after he had put it more towards the sideline. Pass never came in return. Up the sideline, Carmona. Another slip. Just to show you how much moisture was in the air this morning. The tents over here on the near side still dripping with water after it settled on the canopies. Into the 18-yard box, but nobody present for Rebels SC. Given away in the middle of the pitch, though. Sent back the other way by Juarez. Carmona couldn't get it to check up. Bit of a contact foul called against Joel Rodriguez. Didn't seem as though there was too much in it, but the official trying to keep things calm here in the early going. 16th minute, 1-0 FC Dallas on a 3rd minute penalty kick goal from Caleb Centeno. Palasok sends it over to his defending partner. Continued on by Basil. Trying to go up the sideline. Wasn't quite on for Carmona. Going to get our first substitutions coming in here in just a moment. Rebels SC going to send in a fresh duo. Not quite halfway through this opening half. Lobbed over the top. Chasing it down is Palasok. He's got his goalkeeper Enriquez, and he will utilize him. Up the gut, Medina. Medina playing a slightly more defensive role here today, despite the fact that he was one of the team's leading goal scorers in the regionals. Guzman here on the near side has to go on the cross, ends up into touch. So coming in for Rebels SC is going to be Derek Palencia, as well as George Estrada. Centeno over to take the corner kick. Strike it with a right foot. Swinging it away from goal. Well placed. Stopped along the end line. Was going wide of goal. Ended up rebounding after Guzman had kind of spun around and deflected off of him. But well positioned was Gonzalez. Carmona had it stolen away. Estrada almost had the same happen to him, but then his pass ended up giving up possession nonetheless. Palasoc to Basil. Up the middle. Medina goes to the left. FC Dallas building possession numbers here. Centennial, as he just got outside the circle. Carrillo. A sliding challenge to knock that one away. Averting a potential break down the field by Rebels SC. A little too ambitious with the pass up the gut. Coach Aguilar wanting his boys to play a little more simple. Almost on there for Carmona. It was well placed, but defender spotted it at the last moment, stepped in front. Rodriguez rolls it up the sideline. Pushed out towards the edge of the 18, sliced across goal. Kind of in between options. Not sure if that was a shot or a cross. A little bit of pressure put on the goalkeeper. Enriquez able to pass out of it. Rebels SC doing a good job to win some of these balls in the midfield. But it's been that play in the attacking third that hasn't quite linked up. Almost give it away in the midfield, but now FC Dallas regains. Near side to Guzman. Tried the return pass. Ball was won, no foul. Picked up by Hernandez. Loya goes all the way back. Just over the head of Palencia. Centennial for FC Dallas. Chops it through the middle. Carmona tries to bring it outside. Far wing now. "23rd minute. Goal coming about 20 minutes ago. From the penalty spot, Caleb Centennial tucking it home. Gonzalez boots it upfield. Lycia ran into a brick wall. Sliding challenge by Carmona was avoided. Rebels SC still in possession. Just under the foot of Lycia. It wouldn't settle down. That slick surface kind of makes it difficult to dig the studs in when you're trying to stop the ball. Sasso quickly put it back in. So Rebels SC going to have to wait to make their substitution. Substitute came in for Rebels FC. Pablo Valadez. Valadez getting his first touch on it. Was knocked away briefly. Palencia regains. On the north side of the midfield stripe, to the right now, Estrada. Estrada bumps the defender, gets a little bit of space from it. Estrada denied. Enriquez, and then they score on the rebound. So Rebels SC finds the answer here in the 25th minute. It was a good save initially as Enriquez went to ground. Was able to parry that one away, but there were enough blue jerseys in there to be able to take it and put it home. So 1-1 your score. First goal of the tournament for both of these teams. FC Dallas trying to get their way back into it. They had a good push in the early stages, but Rebels SC has managed to answer pretty well. Centennial goes outside. I think that was intended as a return pass. Ended up a little too direct. Needed a little bit more into the middle. Diaz. Palencia sends it to the right. Knocked down by Juarez. Juarez again. Just getting a piece of it was Basil, and he needed to. Otherwise, Juarez would have been off. And by off, I mean off to the races, not offside. Rebels SC doing a good job of possession. Getting it into the middle now, Diaz. Defenders are there. Diaz going to wind up, take a shot. It's going to be hit too far out for Carmona. Now to the near side as Juarez has switched wings. Wanted to put a cross in. Enriquez solidly behind it. He's able to keep two palms on it and grab it this time. Blanco. Looking outside, trying to get it to Estrada. '28th minute, 1-1 your score. Penalty kick goal for FC Dallas in the 3rd minute. The answer came for Rebels SC in the 25th. Looking for more. Faking the shot was Valadez. He'll drop it back to Estrada. Sliding that one across the top of the 18. One time up, Juarez takes a bit of a bump from Sasso, able to muscle him off. Bouncing ball just outside the box. And then scooping way underneath it was Hernandez. Back in looking for Diaz. Loose in the 18-yard. And we'll get a corner kick. Couple bounces, dangerous inside the box. Wouldn't settle down for Juarez. Comes down for Rodriguez on the far wing. Briefly lost possession, regained. Trying to serve it back in, one-time volley! And it just kind of went off the toe of Gael Juarez. Otherwise, he was in great position to try to get a second goal. Palencia brings it down. Now with Rodriguez. Into touch. Remains with Rebels SC on the throw. Want to welcome you in if you're just joining us this morning. Especially for those of you joining us on the West Coast. Quite early out there. 5 o'clock a.m. kickoff time for those of you out west. Extra ball out on the field. That's from one of the other fields. And one of the Volunteers able to run out onto the field, as you just barely saw him on your screen there, as they get rid of that extra ball. Always a dangerous thing. Players backing up. Don't know when that might get underneath you. They avoided any kind of mishap there. Decent little flick pass over towards the sideline, but just again, a little too much pace on it here in this early morning when you're playing on a slightly damp turf. A little less likely to check up. Basel has to blast it away. Carmona in the midfield. Tied up with Martinez. Centeno this time. So I'd take it away by Juarez as he sends it out right. Rodriguez picks up some pace. Gives it off. Flag stays down as Rodriguez tried to send it across. Fanning on it just a little bit was Diaz. Back the other way. Carmona switches the point of attack. Guzman. Guzman looking for options. Finds Sestoque. As he takes it towards the end line. Hopped in front and then got out of the way as Loya was trying to play it off of him. Been a pretty clean game overall. Not too many hard challenges. A couple fouls here or there. The official mainly just trying to keep the temperature of the game at a low burn. Little flick throw, puts it in. Sasso trying to send it across. Defender was in his way. Left footer from Centeno. Was met by Palencia. Now sent upfield as Valadez got the kick in on it. Sasso back through the middle. Centeno able to catch up to it. I think it was initially intended for Carrillo. Looking for options off the throw. They go over the top to Carmona. He's able to run onto it. Walled off by Blanco. That one is into touch, and it'll be a goal kick. Little under 2 minutes left to go in regulation. Too tall for everybody. That's going to go pretty much coast to coast. Back the other way. Little step over from Valadez. Ran right into the teeth of the defense, though. Clip from behind. Juarez will draw the free kick. Bit of a miscue there. It was mishandled. And we'll draw the corner kick. We close in on the end of regulation time. We'll have 1 extra minute added on. They go short with the corner. Kind of run out of space. Decent cross, though. Awkwardly handled there by Palasok. Sent away to avert the danger, at least momentarily. Brought down off the side of the foot of Sestoki. Hernandez keeps it alive for Rebels FC. They try their luck on the far side. Blocked by Carmona. All the way back now. Gonzalez hammers it with that right foot back up towards the midfield stripe. Didn't connect with the right teammate initially. FC Dallas building up from midfield. Take it away, Juarez on through. Valadez to the left. Diaz tried to give it back. Instead it was Carrillo. Possession, give it away again. Avila. Now slowed up. Basil trying to connect with Avila. Back through the middle for Diaz. Diaz wanted to cut it back onto that right foot. Defender was too much in the way. Guzman. And there is the halftime whistle. 35 minutes in the books. Nothing decided yet. A 3rd-minute penalty kick goal from Caleb Centennial opened up the scoring. And then Rebels SC would answer with their first goal of the tournament in the 25th minute. We'll go to the break, tied up 1 apiece. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more from the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex in just a bit. Today's match is brought to you by AE Engine, AmericanEagle.com, Bag Tags, Target, Chipotle Mexican Grill, Expanda Brand, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLS, NCSA, Nike, Positive Coaching Alliance, Premier International Tours, Soccer Shots, Sunmade, TA Petro, United Soccer Coaches, U.S. Soccer Federation, Wilson Trophy Company.
We made it to nationals, and that was amazing because we were one of the best, I think at the time it was 4 teams. It was a round robin, actually. So it was the best 4 teams in the whole nation. And so we thought we were just the next best thing since sliced bread. And I think that playing in that tournament was so surreal because you played against other club teams that were so good and at the same level as you that you don't necessarily always get the chance or opportunity to play against, which was so great for us because we were like, wow, these girls are like just as good as us, if not better, and we have to compete at the highest level and play these 3 games, or at that, it was a round robin, so we played the 4. But still, that just reminds me of how competitive I was and my teammates were at that age, which also I think helped me get to the next level. And being that competitive at the club level, I mean, has only helped me, continue to grow in my competitive spirit and level that I'm playing at right now.
The national championships was really, really special. I think that was like the biggest thing I had really won, and that's kind of for youth soccer growing up, that was kind of the ultimate prize. And I think we were always super ambitious in achieving that and to have that happen. And I think what's so special about youth soccer is that it's really your family. The girls that you grow up with become like your sisters, and you do everything, and there's just like such a strong camaraderie there. So to play with a team that you've played for a while with, and with these girls, it's a very special feeling to win something like that.
Those were really great moments because at such a young age, I feel like I was competing for something and really working hard to, perform for my team. And it was no longer just about, whatever the result is the result. I mean, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. But that was probably the moments that I was like, whoa, we got to win. We got a state championship on our hands that we could actually bring home. And I think those are really cool moments because, you remember a lot of the times that you win. You try to remember the losses as well because you do learn from them. But at the same time, you want to remember the wins that you have. So state championships were definitely a really important part of my memory.
Our state cup was fun. My team was very competitive. I mean, we had a lot of competition as well, but I can't remember how many we won. Maybe 9, I think, is what we counted with our team, which made it so much fun. That was always like the big goal at the end is win state cup, go to regionals, and go to nationals. And we always fell short going to nationals, which still hurts today to even talk about. But I had so much fun in those tournaments, and my team made it even 10 times better to be a part of.
I get to play now in front of huge crowds and with all this spotlight and attention, and I don't think I'll ever have that feeling that I did going through my U14 national championship. I remember winning state cup. I can tell you how I scored, what the score was. I remember going to Hawaii. That was our regionals, Region 4, and I remember that national championship. And I think that it stays with me so much because it was about camaraderie. It was about growing and learning who you were and, making these lifelong bonds.
My name is Tony McManus. We are the 01 Lady Lobos Rush out of Memphis, Tennessee. We were here in the finals last year. Unfortunately, did not finish it out, but that gave us a little bit of motivation going into this year.
It's been crazy, and it's just been really hard because everybody here is so good and everybody is good because they win their state cup, and so there are other ways to get in, and so it's been really difficult. But we pushed through it, and we were able to come out on top.
For us, it's a little difficult because we work with a lot of underprivileged kids, kids that can't afford to really play at big clubs. So we're very small. We haven't been around very long. We put in a lot of work with the kids. We pick them up. We've been working with these guys, just try to give them a future, something to look forward to, get them out the streets, put them in a place where they can come and just have fun, meet other kids, and train hard, and just give them a goal, whether it's college or to the next level. So we've been very successful at doing that at this level. So it's been a great process.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, this was the highlight of my soccer career, to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups, that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period. That's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire
Welcome back to Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. Todd Panula along with you here. Once again, want to welcome you this morning, whether you're watching in Texas or California or all points in between and beyond. It's been a pretty good match for both of these two teams, playing for pride, but still a learning experience. Both goals being the first for either team in this tournament. FC Dallas scoring in the 3rd minute of the game, drawing a penalty kick early on, just about 90 seconds in. And then it took a little bit to set up the goal. And then at the 25th minute, Rebels SC would find the answer to try this one up 1-1. In through the box, volley comes in, parried away. Great opportunity there, Blanco. Got a good amount in behind it, but Enriquez was quick off his line. Speaking of goalkeepers, there was a goalkeeping change for Rebels SC as Gonzalez checked into the game at the half. That's my mistake. Gomez, looking at the wrong number. Enriquez comes out trying to get a piece of that one. Player goes down, calls for a penalty. Will just end up as a corner. Well struck off the corner, flicked towards goal. Too many defenders in front. Back to the outside, going for that far netting, and it was turned away again. This time it was Estrada getting the shoelaces in behind, but Enriquez was quick to it again. Rodriguez to Estrada. Trying to return feed. Pushed further outside, close to that end line. Well stopped, but there was an FC Dallas player right there. Now Green in front for FC Dallas as they try to counter. And 2 number 11s duel, and Sestoque is out-dueled. Rebels SC building up from the back as they regained possession in their defensive third. Blanco over on the far side. Had a really good scoring opportunity just moments ago with a volley. Sliding challenge to keep it away from Blanco. Valencia put it up through the midfield. Porter had to give it back. Porter gets it back. Switches the point. Rodriguez here on the near side. Diaz was making a right into the right. Instead, now they find Estrada. Rodriguez. Estrada serves it in. Enriquez came out trying to make the claim on that one. Never quite got to it. Decent service as you see Rodriguez send it back. Estrada one time in. And the header was there just before Enriquez could get to it. But ultimately it went wide. Rodriguez. Little chip shot towards the edge of the 6-yard area. A little closer to the penalty spot. Couldn't be cleanly handled. Palencia out-dueled. Back out to the circle. Brought down. Ayavon. Now Rodriguez. Trying to go back over the top. Wasn't quite there. Rebels SC push the reset button. Estrada trying to go up the sideline. Left foot of the defender. Now a double sliding challenge. Could have been dangerous. Luckily, both kind of pulled up there at the end, realizing what was going on. Carmona to La Fuente. Sestok gets a bit of a shove as he ran right into Loya. Sun climbs higher into the sky, a little bit less out of your screen, but still casting some shadows coming from the far side of the field. FC Dallas trying to push up with some numbers here. I think from their point of view, it's been the slight detachment of the midfield when they start to get into attack, not moving forward quite as a unit here in the early stages of the second half. Rebels SC trying to lob one over the top, intercepted by Palasok. Gets it up to the forward side for Sestok. Tries to send it back through the middle, intending that one for Carmona. Ayavon send it back. That pass intended for Rodriguez didn't find its way through. Well slowed up. Gonzalez ran out of real estate. Free kick given on the contact. A little bit of space now for Medina to the edge of the 18. Good initial touch, and then the second one was okay there. Now a chance, a shot, the goal! Sebastian Sestok. And it's 2-1 FC Dallas. FC Dallas regains the lead. They scored the opening goal of the game, saw it tied up just a little bit before halftime, and now taking advantage of the mistake along the backside, they get their second goal of the game and the tournament in the 43rd minute. Ayavon lobbing one over the top. Enriquez comes out to get it. Bobbled it just a little bit, but he got there before Estrada. Looping throw comes over here to the near side. Carmona dropping it. Take it away. Porter coming over. Palencia sends it a little further. Caparcas thought that he had played it off an FC Dallas player. Instead, it's going the other direction. Medina, far wing. Calling for it in the middle is La Fuente. They go back instead. Palasok gives it to Medina. Medina calling out instructions. Sestoke wasn't quite sure if he was onside, so he let that one run through. Rodriguez for Rebels SC, who find themselves down by a goal for the second time in this game. Pressure broken. Rodriguez in through the middle. Heavy touch from Palencia, gets away with it. We get another look at that goal, given away there along the back line and then tucked home just inside the post. Well placed by Sestoke. Good interception in an overall around play by the FC Dallas striker. Gabrielle Sasso will come back into the game as he replaces Ashton Medina. Came up with a muscle injury. Hopefully it's just a cramp. It's hard on the body to play 3 games in 3 days, no matter what your age group is. Going for Carmona. Well spotted, though, by Rodriguez. He tries to fend off the pressure. And a little too much contact in from behind. Played in by Diaz towards the semicircle. Doesn't get much farther than the arc. Kevin Gonzalez played it back up the other way for FC Dallas. Coach Duden wanting his team to push up numbers, keep up the pressure. Now Rodriguez. Estrada here from the near side. Good service in, back out towards the penalty spot. Gets all the way through to the outside of the box. Cabarcas looking for any kind of space he can find. Blanco was there, but the defender was as well. Loya steps in, but his ball was intercepted by Carmona. Now things could be on here for FC Dallas, looking for their 3rd goal inside the box. But the pressure came from the defenders. Now we get a whistle. And there will be a free kick for FC Dallas in a dangerous spot. Good speed from Sestoke. But he ran right into the defender, and ultimately it was a well-timed sliding challenge that denied any opportunity coming inside the area. But then a little too much contact outside the box. And the team from Frisco, Texas will have an opportunity from the free kick. Left-footed line drive goes right into the wall. Lafuente was tying his shoes, so he was unable to catch up to that rebound. FC Dallas retains possession. They try to give it back to Avila. Avila wins it back after losing possession briefly. Trying to guide his way through several defenders. Ball kind of slipped up off the heel. Allows Rebels SC to get it up into an attacking position. Palasok looking for help. This one rolling towards the near side. Rodriguez will keep it in. Well played by Enriquez as he comes out to make the grab. Palasok has it taken away. Ayavon lost it on the second attempt, and then you get a whistle. That one coming just outside the box. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this free kick, because it's actually so close in that it makes your options change a little bit. A lot of times you see in these free kicks close to the end line, it amounts to sort of a short corner, but this one so close to the goal box that becomes a little more difficult to kind of get any drive in behind it while also getting some air underneath it. We'll see what Rebels SC can do with it. They're looking for an equalizing goal. Just about a yard outside the box and an equal amount of distance away from the end line. They look for the cross, and it's over the top of everyone. Coming out here towards the near sideline, not enough on it to get it over the line. Kept in by Carmona as he tries to push it up the field. Carmona slid it around one defender, and then his teammate actually knocked it away from him. Opportunity to put it back in for Cabarcas. Rodriguez. Cabarcas. Rodriguez. Nicely driven ball back through the middle of the pitch. Estrada is there. He gives it off to Porter. Rodriguez again. Sensed the pressure coming from behind and peeled off of it. Estrada takes it into the heart of the defense. Still in possession, though. Nice ball towards the middle. That's Diaz. Diaz puts it towards the top of the 18. Diaz in a tussle. And FC Dallas wins possession. Give it away on the long ball. Back towards the top of the 18. And once again, nobody there except for an FC Dallas defender. Back and forth like a hot potato. Estrada. So going to touch, and FC Dallas will look to escape their defensive third with the throw. Substitute coming in for Rebels SC, Dan Lycia. Lycia comes out, and Ayavon comes to take a seat. 55th minute, 2-1 in favor of FC Dallas. He opened up the scoring way back in the third minute, and then it was a 43rd minute goal for FC Dallas to regain their lead. Rebels SC getting their goal back in the 25th minute. Looking for an equalizer here. They've had some good opportunities there in the attacking third. Just haven't been able to find that final ball. Palencia puts it into the mixer, and Enriquez comes out. Rodriguez on through. Diaz. More and more defenders pushing forward now for Rebels SC as they win the throw-in over on the far side. Teams from our 9 a.m. kickoff starting to filter in. Wall spotted. Ball placed. Free kick taken towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It kind of dipped. And Enriquez was able to get a knee on it. Somewhat awkward as he kind of lost track of that ball initially, but got enough of it to clear it out. Diaz has to reset from the back. Martinez. Pressure coming. FC Dallas now 1v1 on the keeper. Breaking in is La Fuente around the defender and coming out to clear it away. Gomez sliding out to make that stop. Porter couldn't hold it up in the midfield as FC Dallas breaks back the other way. Garcia looking for space along the far wing. Laid back from Blanco. Garcia was calling for it. Instead, they go to Estrada. Rodriguez making the run here on the right. He's got the speed to catch up to it. Defender is there. Fakes the one-time cross, and the ball was deflected on through. And that allows Enriquez to make the grab. Coach Jay Doon imploring his players to calm themselves. He feels like they're a little too high-strung with some of these giveaways. But Rebels SC putting on the pressure. Coming over the top. Estrada beats his numerical counterpart, Avila. Estrada all the way in towards the 6-yard area. Finally stepped into it the last moment by the defender. It's going to be a corner as Juarez will enter the game for Rebels SC. So Porter is in, and Yael Martinez is out. Corner from the near side. Line drive. Blanco got on the end of it, and then the shot goes off the back. Not a bad opportunity. I think that was Porter that got on the end of it on the second chance. It's just too tight of an angle. See the flag there of Chipotle Mexican Grill, one of our proud sponsors of this tournament. 59th minute, 1-goal lead for FC Dallas, but Rebels SC has threatened. This one going to go the length of the field. Flicked on by Estrada. But FC Dallas still comes down with it. Ping-ponging back and forth. Rodriguez, Estrada. Avila putting on the pressure. Estrada has to go back. Loya able to get it up towards midfield. Porter with it now. Diving stop by Carmona puts it into touch. Porter flicks it back. Continued on Through the midfield for Palencia. Brought down by Lycia. Now to the left wing. Space kind of drying up as they look to Cabarcas.
Oh.
Shot came in, didn't miss by much. Got a bad opportunity for Rebels SC to take a chance, especially finding themselves down by a goal. Still a decent amount of time. But the clock definitely the enemy of Rebels SC right now. Fans out in California who woke up in the wee hours of morning hoping their team can find a way to come back and at least get a result to end this tournament. Lycia thought about going for goal. Too many defenders in front. Lycia with another opportunity now. See what he does. Takes on one defender. Carmona ends up coming up with the loose ball.
Come on, Sasso! Lift it over him!
Estrada, nicely weighted ball towards the corner. Nobody up top. Rodriguez has to retreat to claim that one after it kind of spun around him. Diaz on the left, cuts it back towards the middle, lobbing one over the top, off the top of the head of Estrada, but it ends up going into touch. Goal kick.
Come on!
You got it. There's someone down. I wish.
62 minutes played. Roughly 8 minutes left in regulation. It's been a good, clean game.
Why do you have to get
Only
upset?
real stoppage due to that goal.
Oh,
So
screw that.
you have to pretty much figure that once it hits 70, there's not going to be too much time afterward.
$10? So he did have
Rodriguez
$10, but he didn't have
able to
50.
avoid the sliding challenge.
What a
Sends it back
lying-
through the middle of the pitch. Nicely brought down. Juarez sends it a little further outside. Cabarcas taking on the challenger as he drives towards the end line. Pulls it back. Juarez, right foot towards the penalty spot. Flicked on, but not too much power behind it. Second opportunity, left-footed shot from Diaz was blocked. Sastoke is trying to drive it forward for FC Dallas. Instead, we come back the other direction. Cabarcas able to win the throw.
I guess. Or goes back, yeah.
Diaz for Rebels FC. Back the other way for Carmona. He was pincered. The defenders came from both sides. Rodriguez. His pass wasn't quite where he wanted. Just kind of lobbed up the field, much to the chagrin of Brian Avila. There wasn't anybody there in a white jersey. Carmona brings it down with a little bit of time. Now he takes up the space.
Pride got smoked.
And the pass much too direct to get on to Sastoke.
They lost 4-0.
Estrada.
We made it to the conference final. We lost Michigan Bucks. Oh, really?
Yeah, and you have to pay for their hotels and everything.
Yeah, screw that. We had Des Moines Menace paid for us.
Yeah.
Valencia. Volleys one up and over his shoulder. Stolen in the midfield. Carrillo. Near side to Carmona. Pressure coming from his right. He tries to pull it back into the middle. Into space for Carrillo. Back for Carmona as they work to give and go. And again, somewhat of an early pass from Carmona. Carrillo sets it up. Avila from the corner, puts it back out in front. And again, nobody really there for FC Dallas. Carmona, Sastoque with a volley, but it just kind of went off the side foot. Good chance to double up the lead there for FC Dallas. It just wouldn't settle down on the right spot for the foot.
Oh, I know.
Carmona plays it off the defenders. Sastoque back to Carmona. One time into the box, looking for a return pass. The edge of the 18, FC Dallas loses it. Diaz goes to the far side. Chance to push forward now for Rebels SC. Time ticking away, only about 4 minutes left in regulation. Low line drive deflected towards goal, and it just won't get on target. Excellent opportunity there for Rebels SC. They were hoping for something to come out of that. Ever so close, achingly close, as it was served up into a good spot, but then the foot just turned out a little too much, not allowing that one to really be deflected back towards target.
Keeper.
Every second precious right now. So wasted opportunities becoming ever more rueful. Substitution came in.
No, you got to take it in smaller steps. Two more.
Now Carmona driving into space, wanted to drag that defender all the way to the corner. Instead, he takes it inside.
What? No way.
Pass on the ground was intercepted.
Did ESPN film it themselves?
Trying to go to the far side, intending that one for Carrillo. Loose in the box, and Gomez comes out to make the claim. Trying to spring a counter with a good punt. Stepped into by Basil.
Well, I will be napping.
Kevin, you gotta drop. Mariano, you gotta drop. You gotta drop.
Not much time left for Rebels SC, but they'll gain themselves a free kick. Just about 2 minutes left in regulation.
Oh, yeah.
The official having a word with some of the FC Dallas players.
Those were geese.
Ariola, the player that was getting a talking to. Good officiating though, just having a word. Line drive, looking for the flick from Diaz. Comes to the top of the box, and Carmona keeps it away from Rodriguez. Rodriguez will still get to it this time. Comes out, Rodriguez gets the return pass, and then they go back outside. Cabarcas from the end line, and it just rolled away. Ran out of real estate. Coach Aguilar wanting his player to put it in a little earlier.
Tuck in, Mariano. I need you to win a ball. I'm not going to go after you on the flank.
Yeah.
Hey! You gotta win this. You gotta win this, Mariano. You gotta win this.
A little bit of a nudge. Advantage played. Carmona driving up the near sideline. This time he'll take it to the end line as he works around the defender, utilizing his speed. And then the pass back out front, just a little too much on it. Two minutes of additional time going to be added on to the end of this half. Rebels SC desperate to try to pull down some possession and push forward. Just about done with regulation and about to start our first of 2 minutes of stoppage time. Throw in favors FC Dallas. In no great hurry to put it back into play. We'll do it all over again.
What's the score? I forgot.
2-1. Yep.
In towards the box. Too many defenders as Loya was there.
Oh, really?
Wait, is FC Dallas Navy?
Trying to tie it up in the corner. FC Dallas doing a good job here. Keep it in the attacking third. The further it is away from your goal, the better your chances are of holding out. Comes to the near side. Carmona with a little bit of space. Right-footed shot and just wide.
Yeah, there's a ton. So they have the chip.
Just about 1 minute played out of our 2 minutes of stoppage time. So Rebels SC needs to get it downfield if they want to have a chance. FC Dallas looking for their first win in this tournament. Intercepted through the midfield.
Yeah.
Lobbing one over the top, trying to go out to the far wing. Keeping it alive but not under control. FC Dallas takes it. Stolen back. Pushing up the wing is Hernandez. Diego Hernandez wins himself the throw. Have to get it in quickly. Diaz is there on possession. Brings it down. Looking for some help. Hernandez to Diaz. Breaking up the left wing. Trying to cut in past the defender. There's more help coming. And then an easy roller to be claimed by Enriquez.
Yeah.
Time running out on this match. La Fuente plays it out to the right. Into touch. Back to Rebels SC.
We're going to have a big break.
Perhaps one last push upfield. La Fuente takes it away for FC Dallas. As they try to kill off this match. Played on through to the right. Service in, went off the defender. It's claimed by the goalkeeper, but it was out first. It'll be a corner kick. FC Dallas in no great hurry to put it in. Time just about out. We've played our 2 minutes, and now we're into extra stoppage time, but there is the final whistle. FC Dallas gets the victory, and they claim 3 points here on the final day of the national championship for these 13 and under teams. Rebels SC showed pretty well in this game, as they have throughout this tournament. They only allowed 1 goal in their previous 2 matches apiece. 2 goals allowed here today. FC Dallas with a big win, coming back to at least end their tournament with a victory. That'll close it out for our coverage of this morning's contest. We hope you enjoyed today's game, and we thank you for watching. For everybody here at Turbo Sports Group, I'm Todd Panula, signing off from the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex.